I was sorting herbs in the clinic when the pack's social feed exploded. A positive pregnancy test, my pregnancy test, had been screenshot and shared hundreds of times. The person who'd posted it was the current Luna, Seraphina. She claimed I was carrying Alpha Fenrir Reagon's pup, that this was my desperate ploy to claw my way back to the Alpha. My wolf Onyx roared inside my skull, urging me to tear this traitor apart. Before I could move, the clinic window shattered. Seraphina strode in through the broken glass, flanked by a squad of pack enforcers. "Look at Emberhall Pack's disgraced former Luna," she said, her lip curling with contempt. "Can't find a man of her own, so she's using the bastard in her belly to crawl back into Fenrir's bed. You really are pathetic." Seraphina. She wore a silver-white gown that caught the night breeze, golden curls drifting like something out of a painting. Her exquisite face was arranged in an expression of mingled pity and disgust, beautifully performed, as always. I'd seen that mask at countless pack gatherings. Behind her stood 7 or 8 enforcers, their eyes hard as iron rivets. "Seraphina." I forced my spine straight, even as my heart slammed against my ribs. "How did you get in here?" "Kill her." Onyx howled inside my head, the force of it rattling my skull. "Let me out. Let me rip her throat open." "No," I whispered, unsure whether the word was for Onyx or for myself. But my body didn't move. I couldn't move, not because I was afraid of her, but because of the enforcers. They stood in rigid formation, their gazes carving into my skin like blades. I could feel their wolves growling beneath the surface, every instinct telling them that pack law must be upheld. "Seraphina," I said, drawing a slow breath, fighting to keep my voice level. "Where did you get that photo? Does it matter?" She blinked, her tone as breezy as if she were discussing the weather. "What matters is that the entire pack has seen it. Everyone now knows that our former Luna is a whore. A liar. A woman trying to contaminate the Alpha bloodline with her illegitimate spawn." She leaned close enough that only I could hear. "By the way, the pack daughter who ran your test already told me everything. 5 weeks pregnant, Elara." 5 weeks? Right around the time Fenrir threw you out. My heart skipped. She was right. 5 weeks. By then, I had already been banished. "It's a trap!" Onyx screamed. "She's fabricating this." "Are you implying," I said through clenched teeth, "that this child isn't Fenrir's?" Seraphina stepped back, a flash of triumph crossing her face. "I haven't implied anything." She raised her voice, making sure the enforcers could hear every word. "I'm simply stating facts. A banished traitor suddenly turns up pregnant with the Alpha's child and produces evidence to win him back. What will the pack think?" My stomach dropped. She knew. She knew I had no proof. I'd been exiled 5 weeks ago. I hadn't even known I was pregnant. And 3 days ago, Onyx had sensed something different inside my body. That was when I discovered I was carrying Fenrir's child. Our only child. "I want to see Alpha Fenrir." My voice came out steadier than I expected. "He'll know the truth." Seraphina's smile deepened, the look of a fox with its jaws around the rabbit's neck. "The Alpha?" A soft mocking laugh. "Elara. Why do you think Fenrir has let you live this long? It's because you still have a sliver of usefulness. Once you deliver that baby, we'll run a blood test. If it's his bloodline, the pack might let you keep the child." Her eyes slid to my stomach, her voice turned cold as a serpent's belly. "But you will never set foot in Emberhall Pack again." "No." Onyx's roar tore through my nervous system. "He can't do this to us. Fenrir can't." She was thrashing inside me, desperate to burst free, to shred Seraphina, to charge toward Fenrir and demand answers. But I held her down. Because Fenrir's silhouette had appeared in the clinic doorway. He wore a black tactical coat, his tall frame blotting out the moonlight. That chiseled face might as well have been carved from ice. Amber eyes. Alpha eyes swept the ruined clinic and settled on me, no warmth. Only assessment. Alpha Fenrir. Seraphina instantly shifted into her fragile persona, hurrying to his side. "You came. This woman is refusing to cooperate with our investigation." Fenrir said nothing. He only looked at me. That gaze dragged me back to the first time we met. 18 years old. A full moon night. His wolf had recognized mine. Mine had recognized his. The most beautiful memory of my life. Now those memories were shards of glass embedded in my heart. "Fenrir." My voice was slightly raw. "The photo Seraphina posted. I've seen it." He cut me off, his voice low as distant thunder. "Elara Blackwood. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Explain?" I opened my mouth. Something had sealed my throat shut. What was I supposed to explain? That I'd been framed? That Seraphina was a liar? That our child was innocent? I had no evidence. The moment I was banished, every piece of proof had been stripped from me. Nothing? A thread of disappointment wove through Fenrir's voice. I thought, never mind. He turned his back to me. In that moment, an invisible hand closed around my heart and crushed. Take her away, he said. No. Onyx's shriek shook my entire body. He can't do this. He's our mate. He's not. I snarled back at my own wolf for the first time. From the moment he said take her away, he stopped being ours. I was dragged from the clinic. Moonlight fell across my face, cold, merciless, indifferent. The dungeon, Emberhall Pack's underground interrogation chamber. Rough stone walls. Air thick with damp and the taste of rust. Silver shackles bit into my wrists, the elemental burn searing my skin, locking me out of my wolf form. The pain radiated from my wrists, through my entire body like a slow-spreading fire. I didn't make a sound. I wasn't the girl who used to pout and play soft in front of Fenrir anymore. That version of me had died the day I was banished. The door scraped open, heels echoed in the narrow space. Seraphina entered, trailed by 2 attendants. She changed into a black sheath dress, golden hair swept into an elegant chignon. Her expression was that of a queen surveying conquered territory. You look dreadful, Ilara. She stopped in front of me, looking down. The former Luna, reduced to a stray without a pack. I said nothing, I only stared. Tear her apart. Onyx growled. With your eyes, with your fangs. The silver chains would kill me. I know you hate me. Seraphina crouched until our eyes were level, a knowing smile playing on her lips. But do you know the most ironic part? She reached out and tilted my chin upward with one finger. The tip of it cold as a snake's scale. Fenrir chose you because you were the only daughter of the Blackwood family. Your bloodline was pure enough to secure his position as Alpha. Her voice was feather-soft, like she was sharing a confidence between friends. He never loved you, Ilara, not even a little. The blow landed somewhere deep inside my chest. I knew. I'd always known. Fenrir had chosen me for the Blackwood bloodline because I was the only Luna candidate who could cement his claim to the Alpha seat. The mate bond between us was almost non-existent because we were not fated mates. Fated mates, the connection every werewolf dreamed of, the other half chosen by the moon goddess herself. Fenrir and I had never shared that bond. But Seraphina claimed she did. What's your point? I asked. The calm in my own voice surprised me. Seraphina's smile bloomed, beautiful and poisonous as a death-cap mushroom. My point is this. She rose, stepping back. Fenrir has agreed to my proposal. After you deliver the baby, if it's his bloodline, the child stays with the pack. You leave. My eyes went wide. What? You heard me. Barely concealed triumph vibrated in every syllable. The pack needs alpha blood, even a bastard's. That's a future warrior. As for you, a worthless exile, producing the heir is your final contribution. No. My voice began to shake. You can't do this to my child. Why not? Seraphina tilted her head. You're a traitor, your offspring is a mark of shame, but a pack's child is an asset. Fenrir is practical, Ilara, he knows how to prioritize. She turned toward the door. One hand on the frame, she glanced back. Oh, one more thing. Her voice floated, weightless. The day you were banished? I showed Fenrir photos of you with another man. He believed them. My body turned to Saint. One. What photos? Onyx roared. I never. You did. Seraphina cut me off, her smile widening. I had them taken. The angle was just right, your back, the outline of a man beside you. Fenrir never trusted you, Ilara. He was just waiting for an excuse to get rid of you. The door closed behind her. I sat alone in the dark. Silver burned my wrists. But that pain was nothing, compared to what was happening inside my chest. He lied. Onyx's voice had gone hollow. Right? He lied. Fenrir wouldn't do this to us. I didn't answer. Because I was starting to wonder if Seraphina had told the truth. Maybe Fenrir had never trusted me. Maybe, from the very beginning, I had only ever been a tool. Tears fell without sound, landing on the frozen stone floor. I lost track of how long I spent in that dungeon, no windows. No sunlight. Only damp, frigid air, and the rhythm of my own breathing. The silver shackles kept Onyx in a constant state of debilitation. I felt hollowed out, drained of every ounce of strength, even the will to stand, but I didn't give up. For my child, for Onyx. I had to survive. After what might have been days, the door opened again, footsteps. Heavy, familiar. I lifted my head. Fenrir. He wore a plain black shirt, sleeves rolled to the elbows, exposing forearms latticed with scars. Amber eyes glowed faintly in the dimness, twin flames under pressure. Leave us, he told the guards. Yes, Alpha Fenrir. The door closed. Just the two of us. Fenrir crouched in front of me, his gaze traveling over the silver-burned wounds on my wrists. His brow creased, barely, almost imperceptibly. You're hurt? I let out a cold, hollow laugh. Must not noticing. He didn't respond. His hand moved toward my wrist, as if to touch the wound. I pulled away by instinct. Don't touch me. Onyx had grown hypersensitive in his absence, her rage churning like magma. He has no right to touch us. Fenrir's hand froze in mid-air. Something complicated moved behind those amber eyes. How far along are you? He asked. I glared at him. Do you care? Answer me, Alara. 5 weeks. The hatred bled through despite my best efforts. 5 weeks. You had just thrown me out of the pack. Silence. 5 weeks? He murmured, as if running calculations. Right around when you dissolved our bond? I finished for him, my smile bitter as ash. Yes, Fenrir. That night, the night you believed Seraphina's lies without asking me a single question, you threw me out like garbage. His frown deepened. Those photos. Photos? My volume spiked, tears spilled before I could stop them. What photos, Fenrir? Me with another man? The ones Seraphina showed you? Silence. That silence cut deeper than any blade. Why didn't you ask me? My voice was breaking now. Why didn't you come to me directly? You could have used the mental link to sense whether I was lying. You're an alpha, you have that ability. But you didn't, you chose to believe Seraphina without a second thought. Something flickered in his gaze. That's because... Because what? Because if I'd sensed you, his voice dropped, and confirmed you hadn't betrayed me, then I would have had to admit that I was wrong. The words punched through me like a bullet. You were wrong. I repeated the words, my voice hollow. From the very beginning, it was you who was wrong. Fenrir said nothing. He stood, turned his back to me. His shoulders were rigid as carved stone. Deliver the child, he said, the alpha authority restored to his voice. If it's mine, the pack will raise it. You'll be released, but you will never set foot on Emberhall territory again. No. I shook my head. You are not taking my child. That's an order. I don't care. I struggled to my feet, silver chains clanky. This is my child. Mine. I won't let Seraphina raise her and turn her into a weapon against me. Fenrir turned, amber eyes blazing with a dangerous light. You don't have a choice. His voice was thunder. You're banished. Without pack protection, you have no legal right to raise an alpha's offspring. That is pack law. To hell with his law. Onyx roared inside my skull. No one touches our child. I forced myself to breathe. To think. Fine, I said. The calm in my voice was almost eerie. Then what if this child isn't yours? Fenrir's eyes went glacial. What did you say? If Seraphina's story is true, I held his gaze without blinking. If I really did betray you, then this baby can't possibly be yours. Seraphina can't accuse me of sleeping with other men and claim I'm using your baby to win you back. Those two stories cancel each other out. Fenrir went still. I watched the confusion surface, watched him begin to waver. Seraphina's narrative contradicted itself. If I had truly been unfaithful, the child wouldn't carry Fenrir's blood. But Seraphina had simultaneously accused me of infidelity and claimed I was weaponizing his child. The two claims were mutually exclusive. And Fenrir had chosen to believe both, because he hadn't wanted to believe me. He never trusted us. Onyx's voice was desolate. Not from the start. The silence stretched. Then Fenrir turned toward the door. Deliver the child, he said, drained of all emotion. Then we'll run the blood test. The truth will come out. The door closed behind him. I collapsed onto the cold stone floor. Tears streamed in silence. The truth would come out. But until then, I had to protect my child. No matter the cost.